So obviously the TELO truck has NACS because that's the only way forward. But I don't know if you knew this, Forrest, but you have to recharge EVs. Because you're obviously going to be relying on the supercharger network, and there's well over 17,000 stations available to them. Where are you going to put this on the truck?
We have taken some input from various people online and gotten their opinions, and we've also have a ton of experience driving EVs ourselves. So we find that the back corner or the driver's side or the front passenger side tends to be the best, just from where the supercharger are located on the sides. Some are in the front. We like this position back here. We're going to be mounting it in this position because we can keep a pretty short run to where our charger ends up being, which is underneath the floor here, the bed. And having a shorter cable allows you to draw to pump more current through and to have to cool less cable.
So that cabling can add up. It can be expensive.
Yeah. It's weight, it's expense, it's cooling, it's all sorts of things.
And I'm glad you don't want to occupy 2 stalls, because we've already seen that become a huge problem with a lot of other electric trucks on the market. So you're very space efficient.
Yes.
That's a good thing to
Absolutely.
keep in mind. But of course, to reach those cables at superchargers, you could be also on passenger side front. Is there any reason other than the cable length if hypothetically we could move?
We don't have a lot of room in the front, and if we have a cover or something anywhere in the front, that adds a little bit more to aerodynamic drag. And then we also would have to pipe the cables a much farther distance. So we feel like from the compromises that we're considering, that the driver's side rear is going to be the best. We're going to have it facing the rear direction. Yeah, if we were to be up here, we would be taking up space, and we've got a lot of safety systems and packaging of all the things. You know, obviously it's a very small area, so we've got a lot going on in the front. So there's more negatives of putting it up front for us.
And is that charge port flat? Is that powered or mechanical?
Our goal is for it to be mechanical. It's not going to necessarily fold out. We're trying to make it do some interesting kind of motion just to get out of the way. Because one of the things with the flaps is if they're in the way, they get, you pull the cable out and you break the door or something. So we're trying to avoid all that with having it move out of the way.
And it's much cheaper to be mechanical, I believe. You don't have to have actuators and moving back and forth. Shouldn't be any aerodynamic penalty.
Right. If you left it open, it might not be the end of the world if you don't have a flap hanging out.
Sure. If it was up here, that would be a big problem.
Right.
Flaps dragging everywhere. And how fast are we talking for this little charge port on the mini truck?
So we'll be able to absolutely maximize whatever the superchargers can put out. So if it's at a 350 kilowatt supercharger, then we'll be able to take 350 kilowatts. The current state of the vehicle is going to be a 400 volt system. We have plans to have 800 volts, which would fully take advantage of the V4 superchargers rolling out. But right now there's not that many of them, so that's currently we're working towards the 400 volt plan. As far as AC charging, we have an 11 kilowatt charger on board with a conversion from AC to DC. Typically, you'll probably get about 10 kilowatts out of that. Most walls, if you use a NEMA 1450 outlet, you're probably going to get around 10 kilowatts.
So just with a standard dryer plug, over the course of, that's only like 10 hours, you could go from dead to fully charged, which doesn't happen a lot, but overnight, you need that much sleep and time to get ready for the day anyway. That's probably most people's charging.
Yeah, absolutely. And I am a big fan of the NEMA 1450 outlet. It's really kind of what RVs have standardized around, is what home appliances have standardized around. It may not be the best outlet in the world, but it's kind of a ubiquitous one that's out there. So, and you can draw 10 kilowatts from it.
Brilliant. Thank you.